I am a team leader, and I've been doing this for 4.5 years. I'm in Connecticut, and one of the things, I'm gold and green, so being organized comes natural to me. High enough orange where it gets distracting at times too. But one of the things I started doing early on even was, I didn't know there was a name for it, but Power Hour. And I didn't even know there was a name, but that's what I just did. So every day during the week was a different kind of task for me. So I would have a Facebook task, so that every day, so Mondays was, sharing some aspect, like a new book or something. My office task was, organizing, like getting my taxes done for the week, whatever I needed to put in. And my business task was, customer was, contacting any customers that week and see what books, how they enjoyed their books that arrived in that week. Don't always do that, but that was something, at least every day I had a Facebook task, a office task, and a business task. And so because I'm a paper person, putting stuff online or on the computer, I can't find it. It gets lost. I want it in my hand. So one of the things that I started doing was this is just 7 days, like a data folder, one slot for each day of the week. And then this is 12 months. And so when I get papers from booths or I get in contact with someone and they say, oh, can you call me in June? I put that slip in June. Or if they say contact me on Wednesday, I put it in Wednesday. So then every day I can look through and I know that that's what I need to do. When I follow this, it works great. But again, the orange comes in and I'm like, ooh, a graphic, I should make that. And this kind of gets forgotten sometimes. So when I follow this, it works very well for me. So that's just something that I've learned. The Power Hour, being organized, give yourself tasks, look at your week ahead. If you can't work at the same time every day, look at your week ahead and say, where can I work in Monday? Even if it's half an hour when the baby's napping and after the kids go to bed, or, oh, my kid's at soccer this time. While I'm sitting there watching them play soccer, I can look at my phone. Look through your week and see where you can put your business in every day, even if it's just 30 minutes to an hour.
So I'm Heather, and you've heard me talk before. So I don't have anything truly profound to share, and I was talking to Beth about what I wanted, hey, what if I shared this? And she's like, yes, go for it. This is not mine. This is from Beth Jones-Shaw, who is a direct sales trainer. And she said that there are 4 things that every single consultant has to do in direct sales business. Okay, here they are. Ready? Sell your product. So sell the books. Book either parties or events. Sell, book. The third is share, which is meaning recruiting. You have to share the business opportunity. And then the fourth is participate. Participate in your team. Okay? Sell, book, share, participate. That's it.
Okay, so obviously Jesse Hammerly. I didn't really say anything about myself. I am a team leader. I'll be with us for 2 years next month. But my leader tip for today is lead by example. You have to work your business the way you want your team to work. If you don't have any Facebook parties, they're not going to have any Facebook parties. If you don't show them, hey, I'm doing this in this month, and I'm doing this, and I'm looking for this, and I'm actively working my business, they are not going to be actively working their business. So you're setting the tone and the direction for your team. So it's more of a leader tip, but even if you're not a team leader, everyone that you recruit to this business, everyone that you're bringing in, and just the overall team atmosphere in your group pages, you have to lead by example.
Hello, I'm Mary DeCosmo. I have been with us for going to be 2 years this end of this week, actually. So my leader tip is going to be on time management. I work full-time. I go to school part-time. I have a 3-year-old son and a husband and a house and everything, yet I still find time to be a team leader and work my business. I don't sleep very much, which I'm always a late night poster at like midnight going, hey, geez, to catch up with. But one of the biggest things to work my business more efficiently is I 150% recommend the auto posters. Visibly, sit, share, party, post my party, whatever works for you. I would not be able to run my business without it. I couldn't do my Facebook parties, all that kind of stuff. Have tools on your phone that you can access. I like Dropbox. Dropbox, like Google Drive, I think, is something you can access from your phone, like an app. So if I need to quick post a comment or a book recommendation, I can go find that graphic because the graphic's in my Dropbox. I don't have to worry about being my actual physical computer to get that thing. Of course, now Facebook is having people, maybe not be able to share some photos, but. I also have, we all talk about it, a booking notebook. That booking notebook is my Bible. I write every single, I'm gold, huge gold. I like checklists and organization and that kind of stuff, but I write every single order that is placed on every party in that notebook so that I can follow up with that customer. I can track when it goes out. I also know exactly all of my sales. I know all of my commission. I know all of my team. Again, green. I have a little bit of green too. But I like that, and I'm habitual with everything. So in the mornings, the first thing I do, I go check my back office, see my sales, see everything, update my parties from the night before, reach out to my power hours, a huge one, so I'll be repeating a lot of what other people said, but that's how I do it. But you're just habitual with everything. Do the same thing every day, and little by little, you can stay on top of your business even when you're crazy busy and don't think you have the time. You can find the time.
Hi, I'm Ashley Frigo. I am a team leader. I will be with Usborne for 2 years in July. I am very blue and orange, so relationships and fun. So this definitely comes super naturally to me, and I thought that, oh yeah, it's not really a tip, it's just the way you do it. But maybe it's not natural to other people, so Sarah encouraged me to share. So my tip is all about connecting on a more personal, friendship level with people on your team. I found that to be such a blessing in my life. Even my circle has expanded. Even if they're just, quote unquote, just a customer who usually end up becoming part of my team. That has been phenomenal. So some things I use for that, even just play dates. Some play dates have turned into okay, wait, what is this bookshelf in your office? Or, it's just exposure. I've had new team members come over for dinner with their husband and their kids, and I'm gonna eat dinner anyway, might as well have another family come over. So it's not like I'm taking a ton of extra time or a ton of extra effort. If they're not local, definitely the Zoom, face-to-face conversations. There's also a really cool app called Marco Polo. So if you cannot get yourself together to be live together at the same time, you can literally just send video text to each other kind of a thing. So you can respond whenever. And it's just a video. You talk for as long as you want, press send, the other person can watch it whenever they're ready to respond. So it's a very interpersonal, strength there. And team photos, recognition on their walls, commenting on all their kids' pictures, sending little snail mail and cards. If they're across the country and you can't have a play date, still reiterate how you're friends and want to be close with them and their kids and things like that. So that's my leader tip.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I have been with Usborne a little over a year now, and my leader tip is on customer care and follow-up. So one of the most important things I think to kind of set us apart is if you create a good lasting relationship with your customers. You might only have that 1 hour interaction piece, with them at a party, but you want to turn it into something more. So a few things that I do to help with my follow-up. I set up a 222 follow-up script on Bizly. So if those of you who are not familiar with that, that is following up within 2 days of an order being placed, 2 weeks, and then again at the 2-month mark. So to help me save time in my time management, like Mary said, I set that up as a auto email campaign in Bizly. So if you guys are already using Bizly and you're already paying for your subscription, you can send out free email campaigns. So I have it set to go off in 2 days, to go off at 2 weeks, and then to go off again in 2 months. And I follow up to see how they're doing their books, making sure their order is correct, telling them a little bit more about some of the other opportunities. Let's talk about hosting a party and earning you some free books, or joining my team, or other things that I can help you out with. And that really doesn't take much effort. So as an order is placed the next morning, what I usually do is just go look at their order. I put their email as a recipient, in the Bisley campaign. And what I also do too is I have a postcard I send out to every customer who places an order, just thanking them for their order, giving them the link to my VIP group, just like a little piece of Happy Mail that they get just to thank them for their business and supporting, my family. So I just kind of do it all at the same time. I'll address their envelope, get it ready to go in the mail, put their email into Bisley, and that's, done. As I post thank you notes into parties, I also send a personal message as well to them to thank them for their purchase and invite them to join my VIP group. So again, I just feel like reaching out in a bunch of different mediums. Maybe they don't get my email, maybe they don't get my personal message on Facebook because they don't always go through, but they're definitely going to get my postcard as long as I have the correct address, right? Because hopefully their books are going to the right place. So, the more times people are seeing that you're reaching out to them and that you care, I think, that when they go looking for books in the future, they're going to remember, oh yeah, hey, that girl seemed to really want to make sure I got all my stuff okay, so I'm going to do business with her. I also, for all my hostesses, send a little thank you card with a little magnetic bookmark and just thank them for their, for hosting. We actually just did a Zoom training with Jordan Johnson, who talked about a hostess packet she sends pre-party to her hostesses to, kind of thank them for hosting, send them a little catalog and some little happy stuff and stickers and things. And then also I go in a couple months after a party just to check in with people through Facebook, because if they're not getting my emails, again, I want that kind of second line of communication. So I'll go back in and send personal messages through Facebook just to check in, make sure they're enjoying their books, ask them about hosting or the business opportunity or anything like that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Emmanuel. I'm a team leader, and I've been with Usborne for about 2.5 years. And my leader tip is going to be about VIP groups. I think the biggest thing is to try to set yourself apart. People want to be entertained. They want to see something fun. It's easy to kind of just share the product and share business posts, but what really sets you apart is how you're going to make that relatable and how you're going to make that apply to who you are as a person, what your family is like. So I do a lot of the things. I'm also an occupational therapist. I coach basketball. I have twins, and I try to intertwine all of that into what I share on my page. And when I first started, my twins were 2, and I felt like all I was sharing were the toddler books, and it was all my toddler mom friends were excited, and then I was like, I really need to expand here because I'm missing a whole window, and I read a series, I read EJ12, and I was like, oh my gosh, if they had this series when I was little, because I loved the idea of this girl being empowered to do all these things and certainly solving codes and all of a sudden I posted about it and I talked about something of my childhood, and all these people that I thought weren't paying attention or weren't there, I was like, I don't know who's listening, were liking and commenting. So then I started changing it up more and more and getting more out of what I like, what my kids like, and I would find a way to relate it. The other day, I posted about Axel and Beast. I read the series and I just was unpacking as we just moved, and I found my old Super Nintendo from when I had when I was little with my cousins, and I was like, oh my gosh, that brings back so many memories. My cousins sitting around Mario Kart, and I posted a picture of the series and just talked a little bit about how technology's changed over the years and how we can get reading to be a part of the norm. Again, because technology is changing the way things are done. And it was just a different way and an approach, and I try to make it as natural and seamless so it's not just blanket sales posts. But I want to make it something personal, and I always try to relate it to myself so people get to know me, and when they hear my name in Usborne Books, they also remember all those other little tidbits, and it makes you memorable. Thank you.
Do you guys see why this is my favorite part? Right? I was all the way down there. I'm a measurably better team leader right there. That is so cool. Just from learning all of these tips that you can just go and apply. So I'm going to take you in a little bit of a different direction. Leader tip, I wasn't going to give you a tip on leadership. I'm a leader, I'm going to give you a tip. This has nothing to do with leadership. Basically, what I've been doing at my booths is this little Make Magic Painting bookmark, and the reason I do that is because I want to be able to get people to stop at my booth and have it be a place where they not just stop, but they stay for a little bit. I want them to be welcomed in. So I stand there Sometimes after I'm set up or I've done this ahead of time, I have a little Ziploc bag in the bottom of my cash box, and I pull these out and I cut these in half, and these are bookmarks for our magic painting books. And I needed a way that my kids are going to be able to not spill water all over the place, but be able to wet their paintbrush. So these are Tupperware cups, and the paintbrush goes right in here, and I'll tell you, it takes up no space. It just goes right by my cash box. And I do not do it to sell this book, okay? I don't. That's not my purpose. However, because I'm getting 8 bookmarks out of each page sells me $20 worth of books. I'm selling 1 in every 4 kids that does a bookmark. However, that's, again, not my purpose. I'm talking to mom and dad while these kids are happily painting this little bookmark. And they are shopping all over and booking parties. I'm recruiting. I'm sharing about this book, and they're buying this, and maybe 4 or 5 others. So, that's it.
That's awesome. Hi. Come back here, come back here, come back. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so where do you have them painted? Like on your table with all the books? Because like I envision.
Sure, yeah, no, definitely. I actually use this. It's just a page protector, and I can have a couple of slides, and I just lay it. If I have to, I'll just move my cash box it behind a rack if I need more space, if there are more kids. But this is complete, and I just have a washcloth, and I just can wipe it right off. Yep.
I don't want to follow her. I totally don't want to follow her. My name is Beth Paiva. A lot of you know that a good portion of my business is school and library. If I never did another Facebook party again, I would be perfectly happy. But when I first started going into schools and libraries, have you noticed they don't really want to talk to you? And they don't call you back? And you've sent 7 emails to 7 different people, and not a soul has responded? I learned very quickly that it isn't that they don't want to talk to you, it's just that they're really busy. So I put together a box. This particular box I put together is all new titles, almost all new titles. And I try to put in it every book that I think they may not have seen until the box is chock-a-block full. And I put in a little sticker that says, I appreciate you taking the time to look through some of our new titles, as I know you have a very busy schedule. In about a week, I will contact you to arrange pickup of the box and discuss any needs you have. Enjoy. Don't just drop it off. But when they won't return your email and they won't return your phone call, at least leave a voicemail that says, hey, I'm going to drop this off on Tuesday. I'm going to drop it off on Tuesday, and I'll be by the following week at a time that's convenient for you so we can chat about it. Once they've seen the book, they will make an appointment with you. When I presented this 2 years ago as a leader tip, I was able to say I have never walked out without a $500 order. I am now able to say I have never walked out without an $800 order in the last 2 years by dropping off the book. So get a box. But consider the box for other things too. When you have a hostess that's reluctant, say, okay, well, how about if I give you a few books in a box that's not that heavy to carry around with some order forms? Talk to your friends for a couple weeks. Then we'll see what you think. When they come back, don't take their orders, book a party. So think about lots of things you can do with it, but make that branded box really useful.
Can you give us a list somewhere later of like the types of books you put in it?
I would be glad to do that. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll leave this up here if anybody wants to kind of sign over to it.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Paiva. I am Beth Paiva's husband. Help her out as much as I possibly can with events and booths and things of that nature. A lot of you see me a few times with some of these regional events as well. My tip to you really comes from trying to get your spouse, your husband, more involved and more engaged and perhaps supporting you more. So for me, and speaking for myself and with my relationship with Beth is really talk to your husband, talk to your spouse about how engaged you are with your business, what your sales opportunities look like, where your successes are. If you had a Facebook party the night before that kept you away from the kids, let them know what came out of it. Let them know if you had any bookings. books, if you had any recruits, what sales might look like. If you ended up at a booth all weekend or at a book fair and you're back home, and just let them know what your sales look like, what types of opportunities you had as a result of the book fair. That'll help keep them engaged. That'll help let them know that this isn't a pyramid scheme, or that this isn't something that you're wasting your time, or that you're just selling children's books. It'll keep him engaged with, you're having an impact on the bottom line for your family's income. It'll keep him engaged that you're actually growing a business, which is very hard to do. And it will, over time, get him to a point where he's asking questions. He knows that you've been into a home party, and he asks you, honey, how did it go? How did you do that with that event? Or you had a Facebook party last night. Did you get any additional recruits from it? Things of that nature. Keeping them involved in what you're doing helps keep them engaged and starting to ask more questions of you and helping you feel like you're contributing as well.
All right, so let's give one more big round of applause. Okay, so I have a couple of quick announcements before we head out to lunch. The first is, after lunch, we're going to be going into those breakout sessions, which you have a sheet listing about those sessions that you can pick from. Everyone gave their little short information about those. So that's what we'll be doing after lunch. After those breakout sessions, we are going to have some time, right? No, not after the breakout session. At the end, right? Yeah. Why am I announcing this now? I don't know why I'm going to just tell you guys this now. I don't know why I'm announcing it now, but after like the whole should be like, hold on, I'm sorry. Let me just jump in. So we're doing lunch. We're doing lunch, and then we're doing breakout. And then we're doing breakout sessions. But then after 4 o'clock, we're coming back. I was thinking we were doing this after, like the very end, after everything. We're doing this first. All right, sorry, I got confused. All right, so after the breakout sessions, there's going to be time for networking and team meetings, and we won't be coming back here. So if you are on my team, we are meeting in Salon B to chat. If you're on Heather's team, you're meeting in Devon's Club B. If you're on Jesse Hammerly's team, you're meeting in Devon's Club A. And then Beth would like to talk to anybody about connecting with leaders in your area, and that networking opportunity is going to be in here.
If there are any spouses, you're going to have to connect with Kevin because I gave away his room.
Oh. If there's spouses.
I don't need my room, so you guys can have it.
Okay. And then last thing, for lunch, we are going to be heading out to this door, and we're going to walk around. The food's going to be in this area, and then we're going to come out.